Hello, welcome to this video. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا مايك وسكنت في الكويت لمدة سنة واحدة. I lived in Kuwait for 1 year. This is all my footage which didn't make it to the final living in Kuwait video because I didn't know where it was. I totally lost it. Now I found it and I put it all together and we're going to go through it together. I'm going to talk about my time living in Kuwait, reflect upon my time living there and share with you a bit more of a few more of my memories from living in this country, the state of Kuwait, دولة Kuwait, عروس الخليج as they call it, and I hope you enjoy it, and let's go. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and this first scene here is a view from my bedroom window. I'm looking at a building site, and it fascinated me how quickly they build buildings in Kuwait, because in the UK this would take like 2 years, and pretty much from January they started building, and then by February it was pretty much finished. This is just a really nice view of a road which I used to cross every day, walking from where I worked to get the bus, and it brought me great pleasure because the scale of the roads and just the fact that they just go forever into the distance I found really enchanting and stunning, which is why I used to film it. I find weird things interesting, you'll understand that. What's this here? This just looks like a silent snap. I can't hear anything, I've got my headphones on now. So it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 25 Celsius. I'm in a suit, you get used to that. So this is them building. This is again the view from my bedroom window. They're building, this is probably early morning. I want to say it's early morning, so it's probably kind of like 5 a.m. Yeah, 5:40 a.m. that was, and they're just straight to work before it gets too hot. Same bridge. I think we're going to see a lot of this bridge actually, but this is a bit prettier because it's at sunset. I'm going to skip forward a little bit there to about here. You can see the skyline in the distance. Those clouds, I think those might have been the first clouds I saw for the whole year, as in from my time between about August and probably I saw those in about February. In fact, I can tell you exactly when that was. That was March. Might have been the first clouds I saw since March. So here I'm on a bus and there's these kids, these shabab. And these kids are... What are they doing? Let's wait and find out. There's definitely some sort of kerfuffle going on, and to be honest, I'm not sure what was happening, but I think this captures a moment where you've got young kids that just got on a bus. I don't think they paid for a ticket or something, and then they just kind of ran away again. But there's empty seats. Why they stood up? Sit down, shabab. Yalla, yalla, ijlis. Or ilis, as they say sometimes. Ilis. This looks like more riding buses. I was one of the very few, probably the only expat who actually rode buses. The only kind of Western expat, that is. And people found it a bit strange, but I enjoyed the buses. I enjoyed the fact that I didn't have to necessarily spend time like looking for a taxi. I enjoyed the walk to and from, and looking out the window, seeing other people. I guess you could say I like watching people, if that's weird. Here we go. Sometimes I'm just like, what am I doing in the desert? There's sand everywhere. It's like there's this and I'm like it's now March. Yeah, it's now March, so it's like perfect temperature really. 25 in the day, that's Celsius. Pretty pleasant. If you're thinking of coming to live in Kuwait, which I imagine a lot of you are, that's probably why you're watching this, I'd say do it. I'd say it's good experience, it's good money. I'd say come here with an open mind. Don't get yourself on a 5-year contract in case you don't like it. A lot of people don't. Good advice. But give it a go. Come here, see it for yourself. I hope this video shows you a little bit more about what to expect, what it might be like, what you might not see. I definitely showed that, as well as what you might see, because it's not the most varied and diverse
country in the world.
It is diverse.
That's probably fair to say.
In its people, but not in its
It is, however, somewhere that I'll never forget. Somewhere that I've learned a lot about how other countries do things, how other people do things. It's like there's a definite clash of cultures, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's just such a diverse country, so much going on, so many different people from so many different places. 2/3 of this country in Kuwait. 2/3 of the people who live in Kuwait aren't Kuwaiti. That makes 2 million immigrants. I mean, how many other countries are there where 2/3 of the people living in that country don't even hold a passport to the country which they're living in? And these people aren't just visiting, they're not on holiday. People here have been 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years. Some people have had children here. It's very, very strange. Anyway, I'm back home now, and I'm a roasted chicken.
Chicken's good. دياي مجبوس دياي دجاج. I'm going to leave that in because it's almost over now anyway. Okay, living here works for me. This is my local beach, Fantas Beach, public beach. That guy's walking back. Oh, no, that's a reverse. So I used to come here all the time. I miss it so much. Just the peace, the tranquility, everyone just hanging out, minding their own business, doing their own thing, not interfering with you, just living their own lives, not necessarily focused on, you know, what this person did, no gossip. It's just, oh, I came to the beach, I sat and watched the sea. You'll see people just sat at the sea. Hopefully there'll be some pictures of that. I can't remember exactly. This is the view from my roof, which you've all seen before in my Kuwait video, if you haven't seen that. Living in Kuwait, it's called. And we are back to the builders. This is all deleted stuff. I found all this footage having thought that it was just gone. I didn't think it was ever to be seen again. I thought I'd lost it forever. And when I found it, I was really excited that, like, there it is. It was in this folder called, like, Bluetooth imports, or I think I put it in a folder called sorting today under my Bluetooth import folder, and I just never sorted it today. It never got sorted. So these guys, they're just at it all day, like banging stuff and building, and just like no safety equipment. They just go for it. They just get things done. This is a classic scene. I mean, I found this fascinating, just the scene of it. Oh, a nice time lapse, which I think, again, I thought, oh, that would be great in my Living in Kuwait video. And then, of course, I made the video, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I did a time lapse of the sunset. Don't know where it was. Well, here it is. That's me in my classroom, Snapchatting probably my friend. I don't know why we say that, but it's funny. Oh, look at that central line right down the middle. You've got 3 lanes, and then you've got another light one either side. It's just huge, and you can see right into the city. I'm looking north here. I'm looking up into Kuwait City. This is one of the less good quality buses where I occasionally, it's like a bit like a jackpot. You'll be waiting for the bus, and sometimes you'll get a really nice one, and it'll be comfortable, and it'll be, when I say nice, not like luxury, but nice. Like, that's horrible. And I don't want to offend anyone or insult anyone by showing that, but I think it's interesting for people to see what a public bus in Kuwait is like. That's just what a road looks like. There's cars like this everywhere. Maybe I live next to a scrapyard, or maybe maybe my area was like infamous for scrap, but there was a lot of that.
I live in the desert.
Yes. Sheep in a van. It's a Toyota, pickup. Wouldn't see that in England. I'm on one of these buses / coaches. You'd think I was going on like a 2-hour trip on that coach, but it was just a 20-minute ride. Back to the beach where we've got some sand, some rocks. The tide is low. The sun is out. I want to say this is probably like springtime. Let me look. Oh, February actually. So February, so it's winter, so it's pretty cool. Oh, here's that cat on the bench I was telling you about, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I'll even show all of this because it goes on for a while, but I just remember seeing this cat, and I don't know, I don't think people in the Middle East like cats because I made this video called Cats in Kuwait and no one watched it. I think it's still got like something like 1,000 views or something. But I think that's quite cute. I know there are some people who like cats. I know for a fact that some of my subscribers like cats. I can tell you that for certain. So I am going to leave that in. It's the cutest thing in the world, actually. It's also kind of uncute, but it's cute as well. There's nothing innately cute about it, but you can't help to have this reaction of this small little helpless creature that you just kind of want to feed and care for. In fact, just about 10 minutes ago, walking back home today, I just saw some people feeding a cat in the road just because it was like their human instinct. Like, there's this thing, it's helpless, it doesn't know where its parents are, it needs my help, I'm going to feed it and it's going to make me feel happy. And it's just stretching out in the wind, in the sun. It's sunbathing basically. Don't forget we're still in 12th of February, so February is winter. Local park, people are in coats, they're working out, giving it some of this. A little kid on a zip wire. I mean, how peaceful is that? I wouldn't change anything about this scene. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's so calm and so relaxing. And the cat's still there. Doesn't look like it likes me very much, but I don't know. Maybe it can tell that I'm not actually a cat person. Although I like dogs and cats equally. So I've been living in Kuwait now for a few months. One of the things I love about this country is just the openness of it, the open parks, the green. I love the culture here of gatherings and just spending the weekends, just kind of spending family time together, going to the park, riding on the swings and skating, like skateboarding, BMXing, biking, whatever you want to call it, like just cooking stuff by the sea, morning, evening, middle of the day. Yes, in the middle of summer it's too hot for all that, but I mean, look at this view now of the beach. We've just seen it. Just the quietness of it, the tranquility. Yes, it's quite early. Well, it's not that early. It's about 10. Yeah, it was about 10 when I took that. Most people are up. 10, quarter to 10, I took that. The cat was on the bench. I think this was obviously the first day, and I'd seen all this stuff, and I was like, wow, that is pretty, and I'm going to make a little vlog about it. I was obviously having these same emotions.
Guess what this says? Can you guess it?
So, Bepsi, ba. Just pause on that a minute, and we'll get ba, bibsi, because they don't have the pa in Arabic, which is why you will hear people say laptop, or pizza sometimes. I mean, most people say just pizza, but occasionally you might hear the but instead of a pa. That's just a cat on top of a drinking fountain. In Kuwait, they have drinking fountains everywhere to reduce the likelihood or the possibility of people dying of dehydration. And I once went for a run when I first got there in like August, I think it was. I was like, I'm going to go for a run because I'm a young, fit, 20-year-old kid who's going to like keep fit and go running, and I don't care if it's hot. Just gone for a fucking run. Probably shouldn't have done that. I feel like I'm going to puke up and then die. I almost died. I had an overwhelming sense of impending doom, and I thought that was it. I thought I was going to be maut. So, and that saved my life. I had some water, and that gave me the breath of life, or the thirst-quenching H2O that I needed. It's the building site again. So this is back in February, yeah. So like probably like a month later they'll have finished this. More building, more building, more building. That's when my dad and sister visited. Yeah. And he is very, very carefully taking off his sandals.
So, Sister Rebecca,
yes.
What do you think of Kuwait?
I think it's a fascinating country.
Where are we now?
In the avenues.
We are in the avenues. What do you think of it? It's
I
nice,
think
right?
it's the most amazing shopping mall I've ever been to.
Yeah, it's huge. And there's pretty much everything you could want, isn't there?
Yeah, every single shop.
Would you come
possible.
back?
Yes.
Naam?
Naam.
Ewa?
Naam.
Naam.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful car.
Is it a Mustang?
No, I don't think so.
Fish market. This is where I got told no filming, no camera. One of many places. They don't really like filming, at least overt filming in Kuwait, but I managed to get away with it. I did my thing. They didn't see me coming here, that's for sure, but this is quite a cool place. They sell fish. You can go and visit there anytime. Just hundreds of different types of fish straight off the boats, and people buying and selling and trading, and exactly what you'd expect at a market which sells fish. This is right up in the north of Kuwait as well, kind of by the coast. This is outside now, and I've never been to Vietnam, but I've seen Miss Saigon, and I've seen boats like this, and it reminded me of a very Asian, kind of Hong Kong-esque
Boats in the sea.
marina where you've got a lot of...
Vietnam.
Yeah.
And you look over there, I feel like it could be in America.
My sister just said that. And then you look over here, and she said, look over there, and you feel like you could be in America, or any big city with high-rise. But as a kind of young British girl, to her, like, New York is like that city with the skyline. These are all the cats which hang out just outside the fish market because they want to eat some of the fish guts, which were left by the people who sell the fish. They come, they get lots of free food, they're happy, they spend all day sitting in the sun, presumably trying not to get run over by the cars, and then they get fed. This is a nice sunset. There's some kids on Segway. This did make it into my 10 things I love about Kuwait video because by that point I'd just about found the footage. This kid's on a Segway or hoverboard or whatever you call it. Bit of a nice sunset here out on the pier. You can see the sun setting slightly early. There's obviously some dense clouds, some pollution or something, or some dust there. It's just going to hide behind. Arabian sunset at 25 degrees Celsius, yeah. And that, by the way, was on the 16th of February. Now that's my kind of temperature for February weather. Just note, it does get cold in Kuwait, but it's generally warmer than most countries in the world. It can get the hottest country in the world in the winter. That was a cat on a bin, by the way. This is a time lapse of a candle, which one of my students got me. Thanks for that.
Something that I definitely do love about Kuwait though is just, well, this really. The sunsets, the clear skies on days like today. In fact, I can come up here and kind of just look down on pretty much everything apart from these buildings way in the distance. It's so flat, you really can just look above everything if you get above the bottom layer.
Every day after work, I would come home and I would climb the roof and I'd sit up. I say every day, most days. And for me, it was like my break between now I'm working and now I am not working. And I really, really, really enjoyed that part of the day, that hour or that half an hour where I'd sit up, I'd bring my mats with me and I'd just relax, and it was so nice.
Running and just generally keeping fit around here is a bit of a issue, can be. I mean, I've been out for probably 40 minutes now and I'd say I dodged maybe four cars, 3 serious near misses and maybe one kind of like, I was kind of safe, but I was nearly killed probably 3 times. I should probably join a gym. Yes, I could have waited to cross the road, but cars definitely have the right of way here. There's no messing about. They won't wait for you. So imagine you're invisible. That's probably the safest way to go with running.
see the sea just behind me. It's not every day that you can see the sea meet the horizon, i.e. it's not every day you can see the horizon where the sea meets the sky. But today's quite a clear day. I don't know if you can even hear me because of the wind. Temperature, like maybe 15, 14. It's still January, so it's cool. I mean, I'm getting a bit chilly up here, to be fair.
So that is the video, and that is my footage which didn't make it into the final cut, and I really hope that gave you a little bit of a greater insight. When I first found this, I thought, oh, I have to show this because there will be a few people who will really appreciate seeing this. There aren't many people who have lived in Kuwait and then kind of reported back on it, so I hope that somehow you benefit from that. I'm Arabic Mike. I have several videos like this. You can watch more videos here, and you can subscribe to this lovely channel right there. شكرا على مشاهدتكم.